Hello, it's day 145 of the Liberator project, and as I've done nothing on the boat, today I thought it would be useful to you and actually give you some consumer advice. Here's a consumer test of the, not the best, but the cheapest wines I could find. Now, first of all, it's injection days. I've had my fix, so a couple of days time I should be back to normal, whatever that is. And right, today, right. Now, you can get a lot of very cheap wines these days. Now, a lot of them are only 5.5 or 7% by volume alcohol. Avoid those. You don't drink wine for that. You know, you can drink lager for that sort of strength. This is only wines of at least 10%, and a variety of prices here. But I thought I'd do a taste test for you, so you don't have to. Right, the first one we have Oxford Landing. This was recommended by Neil. It's well, £5 if you shop around, and it's 10.5% by volume, which, let's be fair, as a single guy on a budget, that's the important figure. So here we go. I'll give this a try now and describe the plethora of tastes that I get from it. Well, it's very sweet. It doesn't taste. It tastes like a German wine. To my way of tasting, it doesn't taste very strong actually, but it's quite pleasant. I mean, I could, certainly after a couple of these, it will go down a treat. It's actually quite a nice wine, and I can see that going very nicely with something like a pickled herring, a roll mott or something that's got some that's a bit strident, because this is very sweet, a bit too sweet for my taste. But anyway, that I'll put that in the pot. I'm doing this properly as a wine tasting, and to make sure that I'm not biased. My next offering. This is workshop wine. I mean, that's probably a very good name for it actually, and it's £4.25, and it's 12.5%. They do a variety of flavours. Well, of different grapes apparently, but I'm not entirely convinced by that. But let's give this one a go. Let's see if this is 75 pence less value than Oxford Landing. Well, although it's stronger in alcohol, it actually tastes weaker in flavour. It tastes quite weak. It's got a bit of a sort of taint afterwards. I mean, I wouldn't recommend this as your first glass of wine. It's got a sort of, how can I put this? It's got like a hole in the taste in the middle. It's quite sharp. Then there's got no mid-range at all, and at the end it's got a funny sort of sour aftertaste. I'm trying. I mean, it is drinkable, and I'm not that proud or choosy, but there have been wines that I just couldn't drink, and this is drinkable, not pleasant. But so Oxford Landing's winning so far. So okay, I'll put that in here for later, and I'll clear my palate for the next taste experience. Cheese is nice. Right. Now here we come to the real budget ones. This is £3.86 a bottle, and it's 12.5% by volume apparently. Well, the price is right, and the alcohol strength is pretty good. So let's try this. I'm not going to oversell it, but I'm not really expecting a great deal for this price. Well, actually, that's better than the previous one. It's it's got much more of a taste. It's not too bad actually. It's it definitely tastes strong. It you could definitely say this was a high alcoholic wine. It's not too bad actually. I think this is one of the better ones, actually, surprisingly. It's very pleasant. I wouldn't have any trouble drinking this at all. Right, and now the last selection of today. Oh, hang on, I've got to. Oh, it's just. So I'm doing it right. I'm not just drinking all of it in one go. I'm doing it properly as a taste test, and I will clear my palate again. That's Cathedral City. It's a very nice cheese. Right, and now the bottom of the bunch. It's a Chardonnay, of course, and this is $3.86 a bottle, and it's an amazing 13% by volume alcohol. So this from the figures, this is currently the Liberator Project wine of choice. But let's give it a taste test. I'm sure it's delicious. Oh my, now that is appallingly sweet. It's got a sort of, it's got quite a lot of flavour, just not a very pleasant one. It's got a sort of vinegary note to it. I'm not a wine expert, but trust me, this is my honest opinion of what the wines are like. Yeah, it's very sweet. It's got a sort of sour, mid-range sort of flavour. It's really not that pleasant. It's really quite unpleasant, actually. I think that it would take me a couple of glasses of this before I could drink it. If someone just presented me with one glass of this, I think I might reject it. It's quite, yeah, it's quite an unpleasant flavour. It's got a lot of flavour, but it just tastes wrong. It tastes, it's got a sort of, well, not an aftertaste. The whole taste is horrible. So, yeah, that's disappointing, because that was quite a bargain one, but I'm afraid that is not going to be recommended by the channel. So, in the Liberator Project bargain wine taste test, I recommend this Sauvignon Blanc, £3.86 and 12.5%, and really it's on par with Oxford Landing, and it's a fair bit cheaper. So that's my conclusion of the cheap wines. This is now a blended wine, so let's give this a go. Oh, that is terrible. I had hoped to see that mixing all the wines together, they'd cancel each other out and produce something that was more pleasant, but the wines had mismatched flavours of their own mixed together. It's one big almighty mismatched flavour, so that's quite horrible. So, in summary, the Liberator Project, we recommend, from my taste test, this one, Myton Hill Sauvignon Blanc, and it's due to a combination of price, alcoholic content, and taste coming in third place. If it was just taste, Oxford Landing would win. But, you know, I'm on a budget here. I haven't worked for nearly a year, and I haven't claimed benefit, but also both my sponsors have left. So there's a hint somewhere. There's a link down below, if you know what I mean. But today's wine testing, I would like to thank Bobby Tate, who's made this possible. Thanks very much for that, and I hope you think you got value for money from my consumer advice. Anyway, thanks very much. Please like, share, subscribe, and join me tomorrow for something else random. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye.